So, children, we are once more back to the story, The Tiger King, and we are going to do the last and the concluding part today. And I have already completed the first four parts. I hope you have well understood the first four parts. In case if you have not understood, again I am requesting please connect with me and please let me know your doubts so that I am able to clear them as and when you have them. Right, immediately the doubts will be cleared because these are online classes that is going on. So it is better to immediately clear our doubts instead of keeping them for the last moment. Right, do not waste your time, children. Please do a careful study of the chapters that we are doing together. Right, now the fifth part and the last part. So in the last part, that is in the fourth part, we saw how the Maharaja had killed 99 tigers and he was waiting now for the last tiger to kill. And the Maharaja's anxiety reached a fever pitch, means reached a very high state. Fever pitch means a very high state when there remained just one tiger to achieve his tally of 100. He had to kill 100 tigers, and so only when one tiger was left to be killed, his excitement grew to a very high state. He had this one thought during the day and the same dream at night. Night and day he thought of killing that last tiger. By this time, the tiger farms had run dry even in his father-in-law's kingdom. Even in the father-in-law's kingdom also, the tigers were almost finished and it was impossible to locate tigers anywhere. But the king could not give up because he had to kill the last tiger. And at the same time, he had to be extremely careful with the last tiger. What had the late chief astrologer said? What was the prediction? The prediction was even after killing the 99 tigers, the Maharaja should be aware of the 100. What did the astrologer predict? That the 100 tiger will cause the harm to the king. So the king should be aware of the 100 tiger. And the king wanted to be careful because tiger is a very, very savage. Savage means very cruel, very killer beast. The tiger is a killer wild beast. After all, one had to be wary of it. Wary means careful. Okay, so what happened? Now in the state, everything means the king was not able to find a tiger and everybody was after the hunt of the tiger. Like the tiger had to be found. The last tiger had to be found. So everything was becoming difficult for the king. Now one fine morning there was a happy news. What happy news? That in his own state the sheep began to disappear. Now when sheep begins to disappear, that means the tiger is around. A tiger is on the prowl. Prowl means on the hunt for the sheep, for food. So that is why the king was very happy that there was a tiger, there must be a tiger around, and it was a happy news for him because all these days he was feeling very sad and very, very low because tiger is the last tiger could not be found. It was first ascertained means thought, that this was not the work of Khadir Mia Sahib or Viraswamy Naikar, because these two were the men. These two men were both famous for their ability, for their capability to swallow a whole sheep at one time. These two men used to swallow a whole sheep at a time. So they were thinking first that maybe these two men were taking or were killing the sheep. But no, this is not possible. And surely a tiger was at work. This is not possible. They could not, the villagers could not believe. And the villagers ran to inform the Maharaja. The Maharaja announced a 3-year exemption. The Maharaja was so happy that he announced a 3-year freedom from all taxes for that village and set out on the hunt at once. So at once the villagers were exempted, were made free from paying the tax. The tiger was not easily found. It seemed as if it had wantonly hid itself in order to flout the Maharaja's will. Means the tiger was not easily found by the king. It seemed that it was thought that he had wantonly hid, randomly he had hid itself. Why? He wanted to flout means disobey. Disobey the Maharaja's will. The Maharaja was about to kill the tiger. The Maharaja had come out to kill him. And so he had hid himself randomly in order to disobey his will. The Maharaja, on the other hand, was equally determined. He refused to leave the forest. Now, when the tiger was not found, the Maharaja refused to leave the forest. As the days passed, the Maharaja's fury and obstinacy, he was so furious at not finding the tiger, at not being able to kill the tiger, that his anger grew and grew. It became too much, and many officers lost their jobs. One day, when his rage was at its height, one day when he was very furious, very angry, the Maharaja called the Diwan and ordered the Diwan to double the land tax immediately. Immediately, the land tax should be doubled. And when the land tax is doubled, what will happen to the kingdom? The people will become discontented. Then the minister, the Diwan suggested, my lord, if you are increasing the land tax, then obviously the people will become discontented. The people will become unhappy. Then our state will fall in the hands of the Indian National Congress. If the people become unhappy, they will surrender to the Indian National Congress. Well, if that is the case, you may resign. That is what the king said. The king was not willing to listen to anything. He was so angry. So the Diwan very well understood that nothing could be done. So he went home quietly, and at midnight, when the town was sleeping in peace, the Diwan and his aged wife dragged the tiger to the car. Now the Diwan got a tiger from the People's Park and he kept it in his house. The Diwan managed to get a tiger from the People's Park in Madras, and he kept the tiger hidden in his house for the whole day. And at midnight he woke up, and he and his wife dragged the tiger to the car and they took him to the Maharaja's forest. When they reached the forest, the tiger launched its satyagraha. Satyagraha means non-cooperation movement. The tiger was not willing to come out of the car. The Diwan was thoroughly exhausted. The Diwan means in the course of when he was pulling the tiger out, during that time he became exhausted, but he managed to take the beast or take the tiger out of the car and put it down on the ground. The next day, that same tiger nicely walked into the Maharaja's presence. He walked into the presence. He came in front of the Maharaja, and the Maharaja was very happy to see the tiger. The tiger was standing humbly, very politely. He was standing in front of the Maharaja as if to say, Master, tell me, what do you command of me? What are you going to tell me? Tell me, please, my master. Like that, the tiger was standing in that kind of gesture. And then the Maharaja immediately took an aim and shot the beast. And the tiger fell down in a crumpled heap. In a crumpled heap means in a gathered up body. All together, he fell down in front of the king. The king was so happy. I have killed the 100th tiger. My vow has been fulfilled. The king was so happy. And the Maharaja was overcome with elation. Elation means happiness. Ordering the tiger to be brought to the capital in a grand procession, the Maharaja hastened away in his car. The Maharaja now left the place and giving the order that, yes, come on, let us celebrate. But when the king left, the hunters went to take a closer look at the tiger. The hunters went to take a closer means nearer look at the tiger. That time what they saw was the tiger was not dead. The bullet had missed it. The tiger had only fainted. Fainted means just collapsed. The tiger was unconscious due to the shock of the bullet. So the bullet was there, the sound of the bullet was there, and the tiger had collapsed due to the shock of the bullet. And so they were wondering what is to be done. Neither they could complain to the king, because if they complain to the king, then their king will be angry with them and many of them will be losing their jobs. Nor they could think of anything that what is to be done. Then one of the hunters took aim. He took an aim from a distance of 1 foot and shot the tiger. This time the tiger was killed. When the tiger was killed, the people celebrated, and there was a tomb erected over the burial. When the tiger was buried, there was a tomb erected on top of it. A few days later, the Maharaja's son's third birthday was celebrated. So after a few days, Maharaja's son's third birthday came. Until then, the Maharaja had given his entire mind over to tiger hunting. So all these days, the tiger hunting kept the Maharaja very, very busy. Now, the 100th tiger had been killed. So no need to be busy with tiger hunting anymore. So the king paid full attention to the child, and he wished to give him some special birthday gift. He went to the shopping center in Pratibandhapuram and searched for the special gift, but couldn't find anything suitable. Finally, he saw, spotted means saw, a wooden tiger in a toy shop and decided it was the perfect gift for his son. The wooden tiger had costed only 2 annas and a quarter. But the shopkeeper knew that if he said that price to the king, he would be punished under the rules of the emergency. If he had said that kind of amount, that kind of price to the king, the shopkeeper will be punished or will be ignored. So he said, "Your Majesty, this is an extremely rare example of craftsmanship." So what did the shopkeeper say? That, "Your Majesty, Your Highness, this is a very rare example of wooden work. This is a very, very extremely rare example of wooden craftsmanship. A bargain. You can buy this at only 300 rupees. So 2 annas and a quarter became 300 rupees, and that appeared to be a bargain. Bargain means a stroke of luck. I mean to say, when you bargain, when you get a thing at a cheaper price. So it was a stroke of luck, it was a cheaper price, it was an opportunity for the king to buy the thing at 300 rupees only. Okay, very good. "Let this be your offering," said the king. "Very good, I will take it and I will gift it to my son." On that day, the father and son played with that tiny little wooden tiger. It had been carved by an unskilled carpenter. Who made this toy tiger? An unskilled carpenter. Unskilled means not a professional work. Means not an expert work. Unskilled work. Okay. Unskilled carpenter had made that toy piece. Carved means made. Unskilled means not professional. A kind of rough toy it was. Very, very rough toy. Its surface was rough. So the surface of the toy was rough because it was a kind of just a play work. It was not professionally and expertly made. The surface was rough. It was just a play work, a rough work. Okay. And tiny slivers of wood stood up, and tiny pieces of wood stood up. They were standing up like pills, like thorns all over it. Like kanta. You people say kanta, isn't it? So kanta, it was like kanta all over. One of those slivers or tiny pieces pierced the Maharaja's right hand. It went inside the Maharaja's right hand accidentally. But the Maharaja was not worried. He pulled it out with his left hand and continued to play with the prince. The next day, infection flared. Flared means grew in the Maharaja's right hand. In 4 days, the infection became a suppurating sore, a very big sore, a very big wound. It became a very big wound where the pus had spread all over, and that infection spread all over the arm of the Maharaja. 3 famous surgeons were brought in from Madras. From Madras, 3 famous surgeons came. After holding a consultation, they decided to operate on the hand, and the operation took place. The 3 surgeons who performed came out of the theatre. The 3 surgeons who performed it came out of the theatre and announced the operation was successful. The Maharaja is dead. Now, just look at the fun, just look at the humor. This is known as satire. The poet is quoting the last portion. The conclusion is a satire hinting at the system of those times. Hinting at the system of those times. Even though the Maharaja was so authoritative, even though the Maharaja was so powerful, he met with a death that was predicted. He could not do anything about his death, and the operation was considered to be successful even though the Maharaja was declared dead. This is the humor, this is the fun. Nowadays, if the operation is carried out, if any operation is carried out and if the patient is dead, we do not consider the operation to be successful. But at those times, it was considered successful because life did not matter, power did not matter. The people were not happy with the power of the Maharaja. So they considered operation over the life of the king. They gave operation more importance. The operation was given, pay attention children, because this question is very, very important question where we will be facing either short answer or long answer. On this particular line, the operation was successful and the Maharaja is dead. See children, the operation was considered to be more important than the king's life. And that is why the surgeons were happy and they announced that the operation was successful, the king is dead. Even though the life is no more, the operation was successful and they considered it to be a successful case at the end. A winning case. So they triumphed. They were happy with the condition of the state. And so the author is hinting at the, what is the author hinting at? At the satire, the humor, and satirically he is making fun of the situation. Look at the situation. The operation was considered more important than the life of the king. In this manner, the 100th tiger took its final revenge upon the Tiger King. So, the astrologer's prediction came true. The king died from the tiger, the 100th tiger. So, now I will be uploading some assignments you will have to go through. And please, again, I am requesting all of you submit your assignments on time so that you are officially marked present. And all my efforts of teaching you like this is really worth it, children. I am taking all the care to teach you as clearly, as much as in details. But until and unless you also appreciate my effort, I will not be feeling happy to teach you like this. I will continue with my teaching. I will not at all break my schedule. But obviously, my heart will not be there, children. Please support my teaching. Please share your doubts. Please share your feedback so that I can also go through your comments, go through your feedback and improve if it is necessary, or continue like this as you wish me to. Right? Take care of yourselves. Be good and be happy, children. Love you all.